my physique went from this to this right here. And I achieved that without all the fitness fluff. Without switching exercises every single workout, and without switching training programs every other week. Because basically it's two things you need to do to achieve your goal. You need to find the right training program, or the woman in the white dress, and not get distracted by other training programs or by the woman in the red dress. Because very easily, it's just a upside down pyramid you need to follow to actually achieve your goal. To find the right training program, to find the right exercises. It's just an upside pyramid, and when you have the outcome, bing, you just need to follow that and you achieve your goal. But let's begin from the top. So first of all, what is your goal? What is your goal with training? What's your goal with the woman in the white dress? Do you want to become strong? Yes, strong. You don't care your look. You just want to become as strong as possible. Do you want to compete in powerlifting? To outcompete other men in the 3 key lifts? Do you want to compete in bodybuilding? Do you want to just have an aesthetic body where you focus on proportions? What is your goal? That's what I'm important. You gotta find it out. So when I began training, I just didn't really know. So I just followed the mainstream advice. Just do the 3 compound lifts and do that and do those exercises. And of course I saw some progress. But later, after 2 years, I followed that advice. I realized that I wasn't really following my goal, and I was really not unmotivated, but I wasn't really motivated also if I hit that term to go to the gym, because I didn't see the results I wanted. I wasn't getting what I wanted. But then I switched, and it was so easy going to the gym. So find your goal. That's step number 1 of the upside down pyramid. So after that, you need to know how often can you meet the woman in the white dress? How often can you actually train? So now you know, maybe I want to get strong, I want to build an aesthetic body, I want to compete. Okay, how many times, how many days do you want to sacrifice for your goal? Or maybe better said, how many days would you like to give up for your goal? For some it may be 2 days a week only because they're working and they got children and they have all these things. But if you watch this video, I'm highly sure you are a student or a young man. And what I would recommend for every beginner out there, train with 3 and 4 days a week. Every person watching this video can get 3 to 4 workouts per week into their schedule. And I think it's very optimal. You get enough rest days so you won't injure yourself, and you can really train hard on those days. But of course, if you want to train 6 times a week or 7 days a week, do that. But just be sure that the most important thing is that you don't skip any workouts. Because consistency is what keeps the ball rolling. And the only thing you need to do is to keep the ball rolling. If you're always in the gym, even if you're not always training 100%, you will see progress. So if you say you have a normal month of your life, and 2 weeks of that month, you can train 6 times a week. But then 2 weeks after that, you're on a business trip and you only have hotel gyms and you have a lot of meetings and you're going to class and you're doing all this, and you can only train 3 times a week. It's better to just train 3 times a week, that you always get the consistency rolling. Because the most important thing is to build up consistency is a routine, building habits. When you have built a habit, when you have built a routine, it's incredibly easy to keep going with it. So after you have decided how many days a week you want to train, you need to build up a routine. And that means that you will train at the same time every single time you train. That is the best thing you can possibly do. Because your body will know, your mind will know, your schedule will know it's training time. So instead of just going to the gym whenever you feel like, today I may go 4 p.m., tomorrow I go at night, like 8 p.m., next day I go in the noon, don't do that. Set a specific time, maybe 2 hours, set aside 2 hours each day for showering and talking and going to the gym, and do it every single time you train, the same time. So if you say 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday you train, and on Monday you train at 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Then we got Wednesday you train from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. On Friday you train 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Your body, your mind, your schedule will get used to that time, and you will basically never skip a workout. And that's the most important thing in then after all. And how I also explain in my course, The Aesthetic Blueprint, you should not just look at the positives of a training program. For example, if you look at a 6 times a week PPL program, you see, all right, so yeah, I'll get massive and I'll get a lot of volume, hitting every single muscle 2 times a week, and I will learn to perfect my forms because I'm doing them so often, and I'm doing that, and I'm in the gym so often, I will get incredibly good progress. Don't look at the positives, look at the negatives as well. All right, 2 times a week could mean I injure myself a lot more often. I will spend 6 days a week in the gym. I mean, to drive half an hour to gym every single time, so it will take 3 hours. 1 hour back and forth, and then going to the gym and training and showering. Do I actually have time to go to the gym 6 times a week? Well, I skip workouts because it's too often. Look at the negatives, then look at the negatives and think, can I live with them? At the end, you will get maybe a couple of training programs that will fit your standard, and then look at them with which negatives can I live with. And when you find a training program where you can live with the negatives, all right, go for that one, try it out, and it will probably fit you very well. So now we are basically in the middle of the pyramid. So now you know how many times you want to train, and you want to do that and that and that, and you can live with the negatives. But can you live with the exercises? So if you know, for example, when I do squats, I get a lot of back pain, you can either try to figure it out why you get back pain, or just switch to exercise. So when you have a training program or a workout program where everyone says, these exercises are so good, they're going to give you the best progress ever, but you absolutely abhor doing those exercises, you will not want to go to the gym, right? So don't do that. When you try a training program, try out the exercises that are in the training program, but when you feel like, all right, this one I don't like that much, no, I maybe try it out for a different one. But you don't switch exercise every single week, every other week. You go for it at least 1 month, if not 2 months. And then you switch it out. So you can really get used to your body, find the right form, so you actually know you don't like the exercise. Not have like one train, like, oh man, this doesn't feel too good. No man, you're gonna try at least for 1 month, 1.5, and then you may switch it out. Because if you don't do the exercise very often, when you switch all the freaking time because you don't like any type of exercise, you will not see any progress. And if you're a beginner wanting to build an aesthetic body that is proportionate, looks like a Greek god, I have a course called The Aesthetic Blueprint, where I also have 5 different workout programs made by me. And in my course, The Aesthetic Blueprint, I have a workout program that is called Mere Beginner. It's a 3 times a week training program with basically 3 different workouts, but an A and B workout. And I'll show you right here. So if you're not sure really which workout to use, just try this one. Try this one right here. Take a screenshot and I'll explain it now. So you can see it's 1 and 2 workouts. And they're basically full body. So you'll basically hit your whole body 3 times a week. And you see it's workout number 1 and workout number 2. And what we'll do is we have a week A and a week B. So in week A, you will do, for example, workout 1 on Monday, workout 2 on Wednesday, and workout 1 on Friday. And then after you've done that, you go to week B, where you have workout number 2 on Monday, workout number 1 on Wednesday, and workout number 2 on Friday again. And then you switch it, you work out week A, week B, week A, week B. And if you want to get a very detailed explanation of every single form, you can either check the link in the description by my course, and I will explain every single exercise as detailed as I can with you. And when you have found a training program where you don't need to skip, because you can train that often actually, and you enjoy it, you enjoy the exercises, you're basically at the pyramid down here. But after that, of course, you need to have some discipline. You need to have some basic grit of not just trying one workout and saying it doesn't work. And what's also very important is that you're not getting distracted. That you're not getting distracted by the woman in the red dress. You see all the hybrid fitness, running and fitness, you see calisthenics and all this, but you need to keep in mind your goal, what you want to achieve, and not get distracted by choosing different exercises because you saw on Reels that this curl is better than this curl and this is better than that. Because I can tell you one thing, the best thing is time and actually going to the gym. Because if you just keep switching all the time, you will not see any progress. And the switching is also very interesting. There's something called the emotional cycle of change. This is amazing. If you understand this, it makes it very easy to stick with one thing. So I'll cheat here a little bit, but first you got uninformed optimism. You haven't really worked out, you haven't used a training program, you haven't seen the results, but someone tells you it's so amazing, you're gonna get that, and you feel like, damn, this is the best thing I need to try right now. You know, you're really high, you really want to try it, your dopamine is just through the sky. But then after you tried it for a couple of weeks, and then you're down at informed pessimism. You have tried it now, you don't really see any results, and you're down here, the curve is going down, you're like, damn bro, this is not working out really as I expected it to. But if you just keep going, this is where most people change. So you've saw a training program on YouTube or Instagram and you tried it out, and then after 1 month or 2 weeks, you don't see any results. You feel like, damn, this is shit. I just got scammed. It doesn't work out. That's where most people try another one. They're going back up to uninformed optimism. They saw another Instagram reel and they thought, damn, this is the best one, man. Now I'm gonna get freaking shredded. But the people who actually make progress are the ones that are down there. They are at informed pessimism and just keep grinding. They know like, damn, this is shit, but I'll just keep going. And then after a while, you're going into informed optimism. Like, damn bro, it's actually working now. I've been doing this for 3 months now. You were informed, but you're seeing the light. You're hopeful because you're seeing progress. It's actually working. You just had to go through this pessimism. And then if you go for another while after the informed optimism, you come into completion. Success. You got the goal you wanted. You got the goal you were dreaming about from the beginning, but you went up and down. First fun was fire, then you went down again and thought it was freaking trash, but you kept going, and then you go up again and think it's freaking fire. Now that you understand this happens with everything. Happens with the cars, happens with girlfriends, it's happened with training programs. You always think something's better. You think it's freaking amazing, then it goes down, you feel like, damn bro, this other one is way better, then you switch it, and then you get the same high feeling up and down all the time, but you just gotta stick to it. And then you get the success, you get a completion, and you feel like a freaking G. Now that you have watched the whole video, now that you have understood the emotional cycle of change, you're ready to make and build your absolute dream physique. So thank you for watching. See you around.